Eusens in third place. Well, Mike Eusens would be very, very disappointed to lose a podium spot. We're very early in the race to be talking about podiums, but the significance of this is that Mike Eusens, having started on pole position and been so impressive, looks at this stage of the race to be under the vulnerability of attack by Toms Bobrovskis. Kart 228 is Peter Scaples. Not that he's into. The significance of this is that Mike Eusens, having started on pole position and been so impressive, looks at this stage of the race to be under the vulnerability of attack by Toms Bobrovskis. Kart 228 is Peter Scaples. Not that he's immune from attack by Mike Eusens. And once again, we've had this so many times this weekend. A leader clearly in the lead, but then a good dice for second and third, or as we have in screen now, second, third and fourth. Just looking down the field, Dominic Kryhammer making a little bit of progress up to 20th. Kevin Ludi will be terribly disappointed to be back in 23rd. And Damien Viaume is in 25th place. I think we can say he's not going to repeat his victory of the last round in Lonato, running 25th at the moment. Ai Miura, the Japanese girl, in 29th place. I've said several times she's a better driver than her results suggest, but Ai just doesn't get the results, so maybe she needs a little bit more of a killer instinct. Really don't know. This is the battle for second, third and fourth. Peter Scaples is Kart 228. 270 is Mike Eusens, and 207 is the Latvian Express Toms Bobrovskis, putting pressure on. Now, what happens here? You remember that, yes, Peter Scaples, the Combi Kart Holland team entrant. Peter, of course, from Belgium. Well, when Wesley Orr took the lead off Mike Eusens had to give ground, and the result of that was that Peter Scaples went through as well. So it's a difficult situation. You can gain a place, you can lose two places. That's the fascination of karting. As I've said many, many times, while these three are having a really good dice for second, third and fourth, the guy who says, I don't mind, you carry on, is the race leader Wesley Orr, with a lead now of 3 3/4 seconds. Kart number 206, we've not seen him in screen, we don't need to. Please take my word for it that Wesley Orr is well clear. You see now lap 15 of 22 completed, and a waved yellow in the middle of the circuit. Not quite sure what that's protecting, but I don't think it's affecting the front runners. Here are the second, third and fourth. 270 is Mike Eusens. Ooh, and Toms Bobrovskis clouted the curbing there, didn't he? Well, I've said previously, drivers do feel here's an opportunity to get an advantage. In a previous Rotax Euro Challenge round, I think it was Tristan Oman who went on to win the challenge last year, did precisely that in one of the rounds. May even have been here at the A1 Speedworld, and went hard in on the curb, and the result was that the chain jumped, and well, you don't drive a kart forward when the chain is either snapped or come off. 228 is Peter Scaples. Toms Bobrovskis is 207. Toms Bobrovskis fourth. Mike Eusens third, Peter Scaples second, and you see the time differential. Well, it's interesting to look at the time differential, but the evidence of your eyes tells you the story, doesn't it? Oh, and Mike Eusens in a position to attack now, and Mike Eusens goes back into second. Mike Eusens goes back into second place. Peter Scaples defends against Toms Bobrovskis. So Mike Eusens, who started on pole position and originally led the race, goes back into second place in a nice manoeuvre. Now he's got 4 seconds to find if Mike Eusens is to track down the race leader Wesley Orr, but of course the first thing that Mike has to do is defend against any counter-attack by Peter Scaples, and waiting to pick up any of the pieces is Toms Bobrovskis. Nice move by kart number 270. Well, it's a very emotional day for 270 Mike Eusens, because today is his mother's birthday, but sadly his mother has died within the last 12 months. Mike took a little break from racing when his mum was ill and died. Today is her birthday. Mike would dearly love to get a great result here, and to dedicate that to his late mum on his late mum's birthday. But unfortunately for him, this is the obstacle. Kart number 206, Wesley Orr. And that's a good television shot that we're seeing, because that just illustrates the difference visually. On the screen I'm seeing that 5.347 is the difference, and yes, 5.35 was shown previously. Let's count it up at the time. This one, it's increased, isn't it? But then you would expect it to increase, because that was the aftermath, if you like, of Mike Eusens taking second place off Peter Scaples. Well, I'm certainly not in the business of putting a commentator's curse on anybody, but let me just tell you something factually. Wesley Orr has led a heat at Rotax Max Senior by a big margin and ground to a halt this weekend. Wesley Orr has led a DD2 heat and ground to a halt. So if there's one thing that Wesley Orr knows, it's that the big lead that he has at the moment is not invincible. There's only 3 laps to go. He's got a margin of 5.7 seconds as he starts his third last lap. But the race is not over until the very last lap. And we have had drivers losing races on the very last lap. Wesley Orr, 2.5 laps to go in kart number 206. Mike Usens in kart 270 is second. Peter Scafels is third. Toms Bobrovskis at the moment is off the podium, but would seriously like to be on the podium. Martin Pearce in 5th place. Well, I've said before, Martin plays the percentage game, and he may feel, look, in a championship that goes all season long, 5th isn't so bad. But the guy in shot on screen now, or just going out of shot, Wesley Orr, again, there you see that margin. Good television, we hope you feel, because that just shows you, if you were a spectator here, you're seeing the margin. 2 laps to go, and it looks as if Mike Usens has broken away a little bit from Peter Scafels, but that Peter Scafels is under serious attack by Toms Bobrovskis. It doesn't happen that time. Well, Toms Bobrovskis knows that if he wants to get on the podium, he's got to make a move. Oh, Toms goes a little bit wide that time, but Toms Bobrovskis, the Latvian, driving for the PDP Belgium team. Toms Bobrovskis, very tall guy, as I said earlier on in commentary. Young man, still in his teens, as many of these drivers are. But Toms Bobrovskis, little mistake there, and he's a wee bit more detached. Peter Scafels, kart number 228, remains in 3rd place. There he is. Nice view of Peter Scafels in action. This is the dice for 2nd, 3rd and 4th. We're coming up to the very, very latest stages of the race. 1 lap to go. Wesley Orr starts his last lap. There is Wesley Orr. And just coming onto the home straight now, starting their last lap, Mike Usens second, Peter Scafels third, Toms Bobrovskis fourth, and championship leader Martin Pearce fifth. But let's follow the world champion round, because kart number 206, Wesley Orr. Now just look at the comparison. Wesley Orr's urgent, frantic almost, working body style in the early stage of the race is now replaced by a relaxed, easy, no point in driving 10/10 now, no point in driving 9/10. Wesley Orr, works driver for CRG Italy, just nursing this kart number 206 round. Kart number 206, Wesley Orr, teenager, born in South Africa, is... I don't believe what I just saw. Wesley Orr blows a kiss before he takes the checkered flag. Well, I don't think of Wesley Orr as a tremendously flamboyant character, but that's a first for him. I really believe that with 2 bends to go, he threw a kiss. He's won that race by a margin of 5.87 seconds, so we can hardly say that it was a frantically silly move. But Wesley Orr in kart number 206 has won the Rotax Max Seniors final here at the A1 Speedworld. Mike Usens, on the anniversary of his mother's birth, a very emotional day for Mike Usens. His late mother would have been here watching him. Sadly, she's died. It's her birthday, but Mike Usens has put himself on the podium, and I rather think that Mike will feel he's done a good job for Mum in doing so. In 3rd place, Peter Scafels, kart number 228. 4th, Toms Bobrovskis, worked hard, Toms Bobrovskis, for that 4th place. Not on the podium, but certainly a very good drive by the Latvian. Martin Pearce from the United Kingdom, the world number 3. I suspect reasonably satisfied with 5th place. Ricardo Romkemer has gone well all weekend for his 6th place in the final, is deserved. David Griffiths, a bit of a surprise packet, running 7th in the final, good drive by him. From the Philippines, Marlon Stockinger, kart number 230 in 8th place, wonderful performance from the Philippine lad. Bernd Herndelhofer on his home track is 9th, Senel America from Holland 10th, and just outside the top 10, Raphael Ranger from Montreal, Canada is 11th, Danny Blake from Holland on his return to the Rotax Euro Challenge is 12th, Aaron Smith from the Republic of Ireland 13, and from Sweden on his Rotax Euro Challenge debut, Johan Lindbrandt may well feel that 14th was a good performance by him. Bert Arden has also gone well throughout the weekend. David van Rijkelen, another Belgian driver, may well feel that he could have done better than 18th. David Perel comes